Working from the basis of our extended Unspill or UberUnspill, where we bring in the background a little bit, let's explore another possibility. Because Nuke is in floating point and can preserve values below 0, we're not restricted with a plus in simply adding positive numbers as we've done here. Now, if you look at the problem here, you'll realize the main issue is that the screen is not fully suppressed. We did a simple green suppression, but we weren't able to get rid of the red and the blue contamination in the screen. So, and even some of the green contamination here. So what we have is this tan screen. And but there's no reason why when we add our background in that we can't add some negative values in to bring these dark areas to be as dark as our original background here. So to do that, what we can do is we can try offsetting the plate darker. So let's add a grade here. Offsetting the plate darker before we add it. We just have to make sure that we don't have black clamp enabled here. Otherwise, all of the negative values that we create will be clamped. So this is an excellent example of where having the ability to create negative values can be a positive thing. So let's see. We've got to get rid of at least this much value from these. We'll have to offset this down about that much. So I'm just looking at the numbers here. Looks like 0.1 on red. Let's just view it here, our plus, and start offsetting it. And we'll do the individual channels one at a time. So we know we've got to get rid of quite a bit of red in some of these really dark areas. So we'll just start by getting rid of about that much red, 0.1. And we knew this was about 0.4 that we had to get rid of. Don't have to get rid of much blue. But you'll see as we make the background actually get negative, when we add it to our screen, we're actually pulling down the dark areas in the screen that were never fully suppressed. So we're getting our unspill effect by simultaneously adding and subtracting values. Now let's split screen here so that we can make sure that we're matching the screen as closely as possible. I'm going to set up a wipe. And our goal will be to get, just as before, to get these to look about the same. So I can see my blacks still have some red in them, so I'm going to pull a little bit more red out of the blacks. Maybe I'll add a little bit of blue in. And I think I'm done with the offsets at this point now. I just need to increase the energy a little bit with a mult to push a little bit more through of that energy. And that's a pretty reasonable match. I mean, it'd be a good idea at this point to look at it and see. Yeah, that's pretty close. Look at it and see how it composites. So I already have this wired up with an admix. We'll view this here. And let's attach this view to the original plate. There. And that looks pretty good. There's the problem of the screen coming through his hair because our spill map is letting a little bit of it through there, but we can blur the background a bit to get rid of some of that. Let's make sure that we're not running into any problems. If we see that that continued to be a problem, what you could do is set up this spill map so that it had a little bit less, took a little bit less spill out of his hair. But I just wanted to show you this alternate pathway to doing this UberUnspill effect. You can see it's quite successful because we've been able to kind of minimize some of the problems that we had here by pulling some of that contamination out of the screen, pulling it down.